Welcome back. Today we're going to do an overview of my Tanodized HK416 with a 14.5 inch barrel. So this is a pretty badass rifle, I think. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it is a pretty unique configuration, a little bit of US DoD history, and let's just admit it, it's really good looking. So we'll go from the muzzle to the end and we'll kind of talk through how I have this set up and go through some of the details along the way. I have a Surefire close time flash hider. I prefer the close time. I don't like the ping, and also accepts all my Surefire cans that I would ever use because I really like the very minimal POI shift that Surefire has, and they're pretty rugged cans as well. I have Knights backup sights. I have the taupe base on this one, and I have the normal 600 meter rear back there. I have a Surefire dual fuel up top, and then I have the Arisaka light mount for the 416. Arisaka did a really good job with these light mounts, and they're also compatible with the Geisling Mark I rails. If you have any of those old rails that I think are great, you can use that to mount your light as well as on a 416 rail. I have a Cloud Defensive mount here for my pressure pad, and I only have the temporary pad. I don't have the constant on button, which kind of fits my needs for this light. On the opposite side, I have a forward sling mount, and it just complements the rear sling mount. So if I'm running this rifle along my back, or I want it tight on my body, I'll use the forward mount. If I want to be a little bit more mobile with it, I'll just undo that front QD and pop it into the position that already is built into the rail. Huge fan of this position on the rail. I know the new URGI uppers have it. I don't know why all rails don't, because this is definitely like the spot you want to sling most of the time for your rifle. Vortex Razor 1-6, the appropriate Geisling mount for it. The Geisling airborne charging handle with no markings on it except for the engraving. And then I went with the B5 stock. I have the multicaster tool in the pad. A pretty standard Blue Force Gear Vickers sling, just in that Desert Digital. Some Velcro tape on the stock. I really like the way this feels on my cheek, right? Maybe it's a comfort-based decision, but also I can put my dope card on the side and pull it off as needed. On the bottom end here, I have a Spr Grip from Spr Precision. I'm a big fan of it. I like the way it puts my hand on the grip. It kind of mimics, in my mind, the size of like a Glock or a 2011 grip, so I kind of have like the same feel in my hand no matter what firearm I'm using. And I also like being able to put my thumb on the ledge there and kind of set up for like a precision SPR type shot. I went with the Geisling Selector. It's like very snappy, very positive. I actually like it. I think it's a good buy, right? It's not too expensive either. And then I have a Knights 2-stage trigger in here. Big fan of the Knights 2-stage. One, because it will deactivate the firing pin safety that's in the HK bolt carry group, but also it's just a good 2-stage trigger. It's nothing too crazy, and I've had it in a lot of rifles in the past. This Tanodized 416 is kind of a labor of love for me. You guys saw my old 416 upper that was just black, and I had it on a Knights lower. So by no means kind of like an inexpensive setup, but it's always kind of nagged at me. I didn't have the gun finished. So I was lucky enough to come into possession of a Tanodized receiver set. Then all I had to do was build it out. So I had the barrel, barrel nut, and bolt carry group just swapped out from one upper to the other. I got a new bushing for the piston guide there, no big deal. And finishing out the lower was pretty simple. There's a few HK specific parts, like the buffer retainer in there. It also has a little roll pin to hold it, not a big deal. You get those from HK Parts, from HK House. And then I went with just some kind of premium mil-spec parts. I went with the HK Castle nut, and this is actually a Geisling Tanodized buffer tube, so it does fit mil-spec stocks. I'm still a huge fan of this platform. It's a little bit heavier than most. It's definitely more expensive than most, but it is really supremely accurate and reliable, and the simple change of an optic, it can kind of play the entire field. So I look forward to doing a lot more shooting with this rifle in the future and some great video of it and showing you guys some of the accuracy that I've been able to wring out of this 416. Any question, guys, let me know. I look forward to all of our interactions. Thanks.